this be the year that Notts County get promoted from League Two, as they currently top the table after 6 matches this coming season? But will they still be there after this coming weekend? We're going to get into it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we'll take a look at match number 7, coming at you out of the League 2, with Notts County and Gillingham sitting in the automatic spots alongside Barrow. That's right. Of course, just outside those automatic spots with the likes of Walsall, Wimbledon, Doncaster and Bradford right here, right now. But what's going to go on this coming weekend? We're going to get into it, all of it, in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for League 2 is right here under one rooski. We're going to first and foremost take a deep dive into last weekend's action before we take a look at those upcoming games. And of course, before we do that, I want a big shout out to the VIPs, the patrons, and of course the members. That's right, big shout out to Stephen Bradley joining as a new member. That's right. So if you want to join that gang, check out the links down below. But anyway, let's get into it. Alright then, folks, now before we go into those new round of games, we're going to go back and take a look at the last round of games, which of course was this past weekend. Of course, take a look at it, coming at you at the plate. Now we're going to bring you bang up to date as well with the Prediction League, so hold on tight. Got a lot to cover here. So Harrogate Town against Doncaster ended up as a 2-0 win for Harrogate, which was a surprise to us, including Doncaster fans. Wimbledon, though, they got one over their bitter rivals with a 3-0 win, that's right, over on the Cherry Record Stadium. Swindon Town against Newport County was a 4-0 win for Swindon as they start to climb up the table a little bit, with Stanley losing at home to Crewe Alexandra. Bromley, of course, 6-goal thriller against Notts County, who, as I said, top the table, yet to taste defeat. Notts County. Carlisle, though, 5-goal thriller with Fleetwood Town, 3-2 in favour of the visitors, the Cod Army. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Bradley Dax Gillingham with a 3-0 win over Tranmere. I went with a 3-1 win. Morecambe did get a draw. I went with a 0-0, but it was all the goals. 6 goals in it. 3-3 apiece. Meanwhile, Barrow did beat Grimsby 2-1. I got the one bang on the nose. Port Vale did beat Chesterfield 1-0 out on the wayside. Salford with a 2-1 win over Cheltenham. 2-0 winners for me. And then Walsall did beat Bradford 2-1. I went with a 3-1. Ain't too shabby. Speaking of ain't too shabby, you guys, of course. Now these are some of the predictions from way back when. Just going to show you the tables for those. As you can see, one of the weeks, RTR 1879, Callum H and Bristol Hinterland coming out on top spot there with 7 points. Another one, RTR a lot up there again. Of course, 1879. He's picked up a 9-pointer. Shane O'Donnell up there alongside Callum H and Gabri as well. And I think this is this week's RTR 1879 is one to watch, guys. Picking up another 8-pointer. Swindon Ivy alongside him there. Jimmy Watt and Kevin Cuppert. A whole host of yours. Frosty, Hinterland, Gassy, Gaff, and Gabri with 6 points. So if you add all those together, plus the previous batch, this is currently situation in the table as you see it. It is Russell Frost kicking ass and taking names. Case Giffgaff not far away though. 32 points. Jimmy Watton, Preston Hinterland, RTR is up there as well. It's a very tight and tasty race for the Prediction King over in League 2. And if you want to join in this gang, it's still early doors. We'll show you the link in a minute. This is the current situation in the table. As you see, it's Notts County leading by 1 over Gillingham and Barrow, who've been fantastic this season. Walsall, Wimbledon, Doncaster and Bradford in the mix there. Stanley and Morecambe going down. And right now, a gap is already forming between 21st and 22nd. It's got a very northwest feel as that relegation zone down the bottom. As again, the link for the Prediction League is right here. Get amongst it, get about it, and see if you now predict us, the Prediction Kings and Queens. Alrighty then. So we are rolling into match number 7. We've got some absolute Bobby Dazzlers coming at you, and we're going to start with one of the early games coming at you this coming Saturday, the 21st of September. Where are we going? Well, we're going to go to Chesterfield, that is right, as they entertain Cheltenham. Goodness gracious me. It's Paul Cook up against Michael Flynn in the dugouts. That's right. Now, these two clubs have played 14 times since 2002. We've got 8 wins for Chesterfield. We've got 2 wins for Cheltenham, and there's been 4 draws between the two sides. Coming at you, though, these two sides. Last played over at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Cheltenham way back in September 2017. That was in League 2. Meanwhile, Cheltenham on the back of a 33% form for them over the last 6. That's just 1 defeat in those last 3 matches. Meanwhile, Chesterfield, 2 wins, 2 defeats over the last 4 matches. They're coming into this on the back of that 1-0 loss to Port Vale. Cheltenham with a 2-1 loss against Salford. The bookies, though, for this one, they go with Chesterfield 2-1 on for the victory. 3-1 is the draw. 11-2 is your away win. That is, of course, Cheltenham. Going to back the hosts here with a 2-0 win. Job done. 3 points in the bag, and again, pushing to top the table once again. Sticking in the north west, we're going to go to Accrington Stanley, that's right, as John Doolan's Stanley host Port Vale and Darren Moore, that's right, coming at you this coming, another one of those early games on the 21st of September. Played 16 times since 2008, 7 wins to Stanley, 6 wins for Port Vale. It's been 3 draws between the two sides. Stanley, though, without a win in the last 13 matches. Grim times. Meanwhile, Port Vale are starting to bubble now under Darren Moore. The form is there, the cream is rising to the top. They sit in 8th compared to Stanley's 23rd spot with just 2 points for the season. Now, the last time these two sides played, I have just dropped the scoreline. It's on the sheet right now. I can't believe it, but I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. But we'll get to it in a minute. Let's talk about the game. The last time they played at this very venue was a 3-0 win for Accrington Stanley, of course, who have got back-to-back wins over Port Vale at this very venue, but they're coming into this on the back of a 1-0 loss to Crewe. It's actually been back-to-back games now with Stanley having scored a goal. As for Port Vale, back-to-back wins for them in the league. Looking pretty good now under Darren Moore. But the bookies will go with Port Vale 11-10 for the victory. 23-10 is the host. 13-5 is the draw. I am sitting on the fence with a 2-2 draw. It is an early kickoff, and Stanley at home will be a little bit more difficult to beat. But I think Port Vale will take the point, considering where they are this part of the season. Again, we stay in the northwest, and it is Barrow, of course, flying high right now, up against Newport County, who are doing all right, but have had a bit of a rough patch this past 3 games. They're coming into this under Nelson Jardine. 3 defeats on the spin for Newport County up against Barrow. Just 1 defeat in the last 6 as they come into this on 75% form. Now, they've played 14 times since 2010. 7 wins for Barrow, 5 for Newport County, 2 draws between the two sides. The last match they played at this very venue was a 1-0 win. That was back on the 23rd of March 2024. Barrow on the back of that 2-1 win at Grimsby on the bloody road. Newport County did lose to Swindon most recently, and they've conceded a whopping 8 goals in the last 2 games combined. The bookies, though, 20-11 on is your Barrow, 31-10 is your draw, 90-4 is the away win. We are going to go with, of course, a home win here for Barrow. Big win, continue to flirt with those automatic spots. Let's go down to Valley Parade now as Graham Alexander's Bradford City take on Johnny Jackson of Wimbledon. They've played 15 times since 2011, 6 wins for Bradford, 5 for Wimbledon, and there's been 4 draws between the two sides. Bradford, though, 42% form for them at the moment, just 1 win in the last 4. They sit 7th, whereas Wimbledon have won 5 on the bounce in all competitions and all venues, and Johnny Jackson has them singing a treat as they're in 4th in the table. Now, the last time that played at this very venue, that is Valley Parade, it was a 0-0 draw back in February 2024. Bradford are unbeaten against Wimbledon over the last 6, 2 wins and 4 draws. However, Bradford on the back of a 2-1 loss to Walsall most recently. Wimbledon with that 3-0 win over MK Dons. That makes it 3 clean sheets on the spin for Wimbledon in the league. And they've got some spicy games to look forward to with Newcastle going to be a visitor in the Cup very, very soon. But the bookies for this one, Bradford are 23-20 for the victory, 11-5 is your Wimbledon, 5-2 is the draw here. This is going to be a tough old game. I think I am going with a squeaky, just a narrow win for Bradford City on their own turf. Let's head on down to Colchester now as they take on Tranmere Rovers. That's right, Danny Cowley's Colchester United up against Nigel Atkins' Tranmere Rovers. And they played 29 times since 2003. We have 6 wins for Colchester, 10 for Tranmere. It's been 13 draws between the two sides. Cowley's draw specialist right now. 3 draws on the spin, but they're sitting in 17th spot with just 6 points for the season. Tranmere, under Atkins, 14th for the table, 8 points for the campaign. Win 1, loss 1 over the last couple there. So 2 wins, 2 defeats for them heading into this match. Now, the previous match at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Colchester. They're looking for a repeat of that. They're actually unbeaten against Tranmere over the last 3 at this very venue. In fact, the home side hasn't lost this game since Tranmere beat Colchester back in March 2019. Colchester on the back of a 3-3 draw against Morecambe. Tranmere with that loss against Gillingham still ringing in their ears. The odds for this one, though, we're looking at Colchester United. 11-10 for the victory, 5-2 is your away win, and 12-5 is the draw. And that's where I'm going, guys. I'm sitting sitting on the fence with this one, 1-1. Head back on up to the northwest, and it's Crewe Alexandra up against Harrogate Town. That's right. Lee Bell's Crewe are starting to tick up in form at long last up against the Harrogate Town side, struggling at the table down there in 16th at the moment. But these two sides have played 4 times since 2022. 2 wins for Crewe, nothing for Harrogate, and 2 draws between the two sides. Crewe winning 4 of the last 5, looking pretty good right now. In 9th in the table with 10 points for the season. 16 points, 16th position in the table for Harrogate with just 7 points. Now, the last time they played over at Gresty Road, it was a 0-0 draw way back in February 2024. Crewe back-to-back clean sheets against them. In fact, 3 of the last 4 they picked up clean sheets against Harrogate Town. The bookies, though, for this one, they go in favour of Crewe, overwhelmingly so. What we're looking at here, we're looking at 4-3 on for Crewe, 7-2 is your Harrogate, and 27-10 is the draw. Crewe to win this one, 1-0, take the points and climbing the table yet again. Let's go over to the coast now. It's Blundell Park, the venue, Grimsby Town, managed by David Artell, up against Bromley and Andy Woodman. Now, of course, Andy Woodman's Bromley started off life in the division in pretty tip-top shape, but currently find themselves in 15th spot with 7 points for the season. Grimsby looking at just 1 win in the last 4, 21st with just 6 points. Pressure is starting them out under David Artell, you would imagine. Played 4 times these two sides since 2015, 2 wins apiece, with the most recent match at this very venue way back in January 2022 in the National League. It was a 2-1 win for Bromley, that's right, who did the double over Grimsby that season. Meanwhile, Bromley on the back of a 4-2 loss to Notts County. Barrow beating Grimsby last time around. The odds for this one, though, we're looking at Grimsby 13-10 for the victory, 2-1 is your Bromley, 12-5 is the draw. This could go either way, bit of a coin flip, but I'm going to go with another 1-1 draw. Oh yeah. All right, let's head over to Stadium MK now as Mike Williamson. Is that right? I don't think that's right. But MK Dons are looking for getting back to winning ways, but they're taking on Doncaster Rovers under Grant McCann. Also looking to get back to winning ways. Now, these two sides are the favourites to go up this season, but currently find MK Dons down into 20th. They need to get some form together. Meanwhile, Doncaster bubbling nicely in 6th. Picking up 4 wins at the last 6 matches. 67% form for Doncaster compared to the 33% form for the MK Dons. Now, they played 18 times since 2004. 9 wins to Doncaster, 4 for MK Dons. 5 draws between the two sides. And the last time they played at this very venue was a 2-1 win for MK Dons way back the 26th of August 2023. Now, MK Dons on the back of a 3-0 loss to their bitter rivals Wimbledon. As for Doncaster, they lost to Harrogate on the road as well. The bookies, though, I find this one tight. 27-20 is your MK Dons. 5-2 is the draw. A 15-8 is your away win. Again, that's very tight, but I'm going to just swing it to the hosts here, MK Dons. They've got the quality. They should be up there, and this one will hopefully springboard their season back into life. 2-1, MK Dons. Next up, it's the table toppers. It's Notts County, managed by Stuart Maynard. Are they the real deal? Well, they're going to prove themselves as top. Take on second. That's Gillingham, of course, with Mark Bonner at the helm. Now, these two sides have played 8 times since 2008. We've got 3 wins for Notts County, 4 for Gillingham. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Notts County, though, winning 4 on the spin. That's 75% form for them right now. Gillingham, just 1 win in the last 3. But they, of course, come into us on the back of a much-needed win against Tranmere. Notts County put 4 past Bromley. And the last time that these two sides played at this very venue was a 3-1 win for Gillingham, that's right, way back in February 2024. The bookies will find this one very tight to call. We're looking at Notts County 2019 on for the victory, 5-2. Is Gillingham 11-4 is the draw. Am I gone there? Did I go there? Oh, I have. I've sat on the fence, but I've gone with goals here. 2-2 in the end. Desmond 2-2, 4 goals in it, split right down the middle. Back up to the northwest we go, and it's Salford under Carl Robinson, bubbling nicely in 13th spot. 50% form for them at the moment, winning 2, losing 2, and drawing 2. Up against Walsall and Matt Sadler, winning 4 of the last 5 matches, up to 4th in the table at the moment. Now, they've played 10 times, these two clubs, stretching back to 2019. There's been 6 wins for Salford, 4 for Walsall, and there's been 0 draws between the two sides. Most recently, though, at this very venue, was a 2-1 win for Walsall, who did the double over Salford last season, picking up respective 2-1 wins at both home and away. Meanwhile, Salford on the back of a 2-1 win over Cheltenham, Walsall with the same scoreline over Bradford. The bookies, though, Salford 7-4, 6-4 is your Walsall. They're finding it tight, 23-10 is the draw. I'm going to go with Salford, though, to break the hoodoo and dent Walsall's automatic dreams at this stage of the go down to Swindon now as Mark Kennedy Swindon try to get some results together. They currently find themselves in 18th spot, taking on Carlisle under Mark Birch. They're down into 22nd right now with just 3 points for the season after suffering 5 successive defeats Swindon, though, on an up-ticker form right now. Back-to-back games without a loss. And, of course, this will be the 24th encounter between these two sides since 2006. The previous 23 have gone 8 for Swindon, 7 for Carlisle, and 8 draws between the two sides. And the most recent match at this very venue, at the county ground, it was a 2-1 win for Carlisle back in March 2023. Swindon on the back of that 4-0 win over Newport County. Carlisle did lose a 5-goal Bobby does against Fleetwood most recently. The bookies, though, they'll go even Steams for your Swindon. 5-2 is the away win. 30-5 is the draw. I'm going to go with I think I'm going with another 1-0 win for Swindon. Back-to-back wins for them. Climbing the table they go. And wrapping up on Monday night. It's Fleetwood Town against Morecambe. Wow, over in League 2. What a classic we have here. Charlie Adams. Fleetwood up against Derek Adams. Morecambe, 2 Scots in the dugout. But, of course, contrasting forms right now. Fleetwood on the way into mid-table. It's a 12th spot up against Morecambe. 24th in this, the campaign right now. Not great for one of my tips to be in the automatic / playoff mix. Anyway, Fleetwood coming at you. 50% form for them right now. 1-2, lost 2 and drawn 2 up against a Morecambe side. Just 1 win in the last 6 matches. Last time around at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Fleetwood Town back in February 2023. Fleetwood unbeaten against them over the last 3, losing just once in the last 6 in all competitions against Morecambe. Fleetwood, though, 3-2 winners most recently against Carlisle. Morecambe 3-3 against Colchester, as goals galore between these two sides in the last round of matches. 20-13 on is your Fleetwood. 27-10 is the draw. 90-4 is your away win. Again, sitting on the fence. A lot of draws knocking her out, but who, of course, will come out on top? Well, of course, take a little look when we come back for matchday number 8. That's, of course, just around the corner, but that, my friends, completes my picks. And don't forget to get your own picks in using the link, Cutley4Trust League 2, and to see if you are in the mixer for Prediction King this week. That's it, guys. Don't forget to smash the like, smash your subscribe, smash the little bell. We'll be back, of course, for match number 8 very, very soon. But until then, we're done.